Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Forgot to film the intro, so if it looks like I am absolutely battered, that's because I've just done the workout. It's going to hurt. So you've seen the title, you already know what this video is. It's a leg video, leg day, one of my favorite days. I've done probably 3 videos already, but I'm giving you something slightly different so that you have different workouts that you can add into your program. So as always, I am going to explain everything, why I like to do certain things, and yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and of course make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the video. Any questions, write a comment, and then I'll be able to answer them, because I'm sure I've probably forgotten a few things. Yeah, enjoy the workouts. First exercise is a front squats. I'm actually doing a crossbody, however you can do a front rack position if you prefer, or you can use weightlifting straps if you don't have a very good front rack position to perform the exercise. Keep your core braced and control the tempo. If you notice in the video, I am going about 2 to 3 seconds during the eccentric, nice and controlled. The beauty about front squats is it makes you have to engage your core, because if you don't, that barbell will fall forward. So try and keep your core engaged, chest up when performing this exercise. It's a great exercise to target your quads, as well as a really good core exercise. I'm using weightlifting shoes because it helps with ankle mobility. However, you can use plates under your heels if you don't have weightlifting shoes. The elevator split lunges or split squats. This is a great exercise for your quads. Elevating the front foot allows for a greater range of motion. Notice how I don't fully extend at the top. That is to keep the tension on my quads. Making sure to keep the tension during the eccentric phase, and again slow down the tempo to keep the muscle under as much tension for longer, because that is where we will grow. Keeping the muscle under tension. Time under tension is key, and it's also part of progressive overload, which is what you want when you are doing any form of bodybuilding training. Next exercise is the leg press. I am using a slightly narrow foot placement. This is to focus more on my quads. A wider foot placement would be more on hamstrings. With every single one of my exercises and the way I train, tempo is key, and yes, even on the leg press. Keeping the eccentric nice and controlled, and when I drive up, making sure that my quads are engaged before I drive up, especially when pushing the weight back up. Make sure not to overextend at the top to avoid locking out your knees, because that can lead to injuries. I honestly don't use the leg press that often, as I much prefer a hack squat for better range of motion. But I realize not a lot of you watching will have a hack squat machine, so the leg press is a great alternative.
Remember, check your ego at the door and focus on form over trying to just stack the machine with all the plates to make yourself look good, but not actually performing the exercise properly. And then superset the leg press with the Goblet Cossack squats, which is another one of my favorite leg exercise. This movement focuses on hamstrings and glutes, as well as strengthening the groin area. Making sure at the bottom of the movement, my hips are parallel with my knees, and focus on using my hamstrings and glutes to drive back up. Before squatting down, make sure you engage your glutes and your hamstrings and keep that tension during the eccentric and concentric every single rep. The elevated goblet squat has to be an absolute staple in my leg routine. Using a heavy dumbbell, make sure you brace your core and squeeze your quads like it owes you money at the top of the movement. Make sure you keep that tension in your quads during the eccentric phase of the exercise. I am not going ATG, and by keeping a narrow stance, the aim is to focus on my quads and keeping it under tension throughout the exercise. Make sure not to lock out at the top of the movement because we're trying to keep that tension on the quads. And superset that with double walking lunges. I focus on short steps again to keep tension on my quads, and by making sure to engage my glutes and hamstrings during the concentric phase. Try and keep your chest up and shoulders back, and also notice how I control the eccentric phase and stick to a tempo. Yes, this exercise is brutal at the end, but still form and tempo is key even when under fatigue. And I know what you're thinking, what is this weird thing he's doing at the top of the movement every time he comes up? Well, I am just contracting my glutes and hamstrings to work them a little bit more during the exercise. If, like my gym, you don't have a calf machine, the weighted deficit calf raises is a great alternative. At the top of the exercise, I like to hold and squeeze my calves like what? Like it owes me money every single rep. So at the top of the movement, hold and squeeze and keep that tension on your calves even when you're going back down during the eccentric. You can also pause at the bottom of the movement to stretch your calves out a bit more. If you prefer, that's absolutely fine. And to finish, of course, we have a lovely 12-minute ladder Emom. Okay, that's a lie, it's awful, but I enjoyed it. So Emom means every minute on the minute. So the first minute will be 40 seconds bike. Make sure the dampener or resistance is at the hardest level. And then the other minute, perform 20 squats. A ladder workout just means you'll be adding more reps, and that will be to the squats. So the second round will be 40 seconds on the bike. This stays the same throughout. However, the reps on the squats go up by 2 each round. So the next round will be 40 seconds bike, 22 squats. So the third round will be 40 seconds bike, 24 reps on the squats, etc., etc. So keep doing that for 12 minutes. Have fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. If you love all my workouts, check out my Instagram because I put a lot of my workouts, especially my conditioning stuff, on there as well. And yeah, please like the video because it helps me. And I'm going to eat now. I'm hungry. My legs feel like jelly. Peace out.